We say the pledge at this one?
No, we don't do any of those
I'll
things.
sit down then, sorry, yeah.
I actually stopped that trend.
I know this is the only meeting.
You can kneel, but you'll get fined.
Huh?
You can kneel, but you'll get fined.
No, I'm not gonna do that, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, you covered about every issue right now. Mr. President, I think
I think we're good. Good evening and welcome to the City of Warsaw Plan Commission meeting. With that, I'd like to start with the approval of the April 9th meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I've read the minutes, and if there are no further comments or questions, I'd move to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Seconded Jim Gast. All those in favor?
Aye.
The minutes passed. Jeremy, any unfinished business, sir? Very good. We'll go on to new business. 2018-06-01. 200 Prosperity Drive, preliminary and final replat of Center Crest Lot 13 True Hotel. Jeremy, comments, please.
There's not a whole lot to this subdivision. Obviously, True Hotel is looking at Lot 13 of the Center Crest subdivision, and they're also taking in roughly half an acre. It's a little less than half an acre, but roughly half an acre to the south that was not a part of the original Center Crest subdivision. They would like to combine Lot 13 with that half acre to the south. That would make a new Lot 13 Center Crest, so basically replatting Center Crest Lot 13 to include that additional half acre. That half acre is currently in the process of being annexed. They presented the petition at the last city council meeting. There'll be a public hearing on July 16th for that annexation, at which time the fiscal plan would be approved, and then an ordinance would be adopted 14 days after that. So outside of that annexation taking effect, I have no issue with granting the preliminary and final plat approval, subject to that annexation taking effect later in the year, roughly sometime early September is where it would be would take effect.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Jeremy, just for my own edification, what's being shown on this map? Are these like,
That's the wrong one.
oh, it goes to the second one?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Before I open it, any other questions? Okay, at this time, we open it to the public. We'd like to hear anyone who'd like to speak in favor of this petition. Please come forward to the podium, announce your name, so the press can get it right, please.
Good evening. My name is Deborah Hughes. I'm the project civil engineer for GH of Warsaw, who is the petitioner on this project. I brought some drawings of the site so you could see what's proposed if you'd like to see them. It is a proposed 82-room hotel with associated parking and drainage improvements. But the Lot 13 is not quite large enough, so as Jeremy said, there's about 4/10 of an acre to the south they've purchased and are petitioning to plat as a new Lot 13 to include that area.
I'd like to see it. Yeah.
So the yellow highlighting represents the current south line of Lot 13 of Center Crest.
Can I ask you a favor? Could you pull it back just a touch and angle it a bit? There you go. And then maybe we can get a little better shot for the audience as well later on. We'll have her turn that around. Go ahead.
So this is the south line of the current Lot 13. This is the additional 4/10 of an acre that would become part of it. As Jeremy said, this is currently outside the city of Warsaw, so there is an annexation petition that we submitted to the city council last week. So the plan commission action would be the replatting of Lot 13. So I also brought a plan of the proposed hotel project. Hotel Peoria in north-south. This is Prosperity Drive. The address has been assigned to 200 Prosperity Drive. Sanitary sewer and water are located in Prosperity Drive, and we'd be hooking up to those. Stormwater drainage would be provided at the north end with an outlet to the city street system. I spoke with James Evans, the city engineer, today about our drainage plan. He had a few questions which will be addressed.
All right, could you show it to the guests in the audience, please? That's the second rendering. You want to go back to the first, please? Want to flip it over? Thank you.
South line of Center Crest, lot 13, and the additional 4/10 of an acre.
Then go ahead and show the, flip it back over. Nope, flip it back over for the audience. And there's the final.
Hotel project, it's the 82-room hotel with the parking lot, utility connections out to Westbury Drive, water and sanitary sewer, and drainage basin up the hill.
Thank you very much. Any other parties who would like to speak in favor of this?
Can we ask a question?
Yes, you could.
Can we ask a question?
Yes, I'm sorry, please go ahead.
Is that where they're building the hotel now?
No.
Okay, where is that from, where they're building the
That's
hotel?
actually up here on the next lot, lot 12. To the
Okay,
north,
this-
the road curves around.
Which direction are we, what's north? I mean, what's top? The top is that north?
Yeah.
North is up, this is Center Street Extended,
Okay,
down Center Street Extended.
yeah, okay,
You
okay.
have the
Palmer's office is
Palmer's
where your
office.
head is.
Mm-hmm.
The empty lot and lot 13.
Okay, and then
Hotel
the
that's under
proposed one?
construction is right up in this area.
Okay.
Is this going to be a single hotel or is there two? actually?
This is a single hotel. The hotel they're referencing is a Holiday Inn Express that's being built slightly
Oh,
north.
okay, two different
Okay.
projects, okay, I got you, yeah.
The Holiday Inn Express has been there though, right, for quite a while?
I should also say that with me are the representatives of GH of Warsaw, the owners, Sam Patel and AJ Jaram, who are the owners.
Welcome, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak in favor of this petition? Any other questions, by the way, before I close it? All right. With that, is there anyone who has questions or opposition to this particular petition?
Yeah.
All right, we'll close that motion to the public. Discuss among ourselves, gentlemen, ladies.
Is this
James,
a,
what does the drainage look like?
It's acceptable. I mean, that'll be the tech review look at that. I had a couple of questions on how the water flows across the property, and the
Okay.
designer will be looking at that, and little detail. It doesn't change the,
Okay.
Jeremy, related to this question, this project is south of the other hotel, southwest. Is that?
It's south of the hotel and it's south of the Redwood development that you'll see now.
Right. Okay, so it is south of that. Okay.
It is the closest development to Center Street Extended.
Okay.
So there's an, were you, David?
David, were you done?
no, I have a
That's what
question,
you-
and it's, maybe it's not even relevant, but is this a chain, or is this something that's an independent operation, or maybe that's not even within our scope to ask that, but I'm just.
Certainly, they could probably answer a little bit better, but it is a chain hotel, a part of the Hilton
Okay,
brand. True Hotel is a part of the Hilton brand.
okay,
Thank you, Jeremy.
thank you.
So there's an existing hotel, and then there's two motels or hotels going up, is that, do I understand that right? There's this one and another one you're saying going up?
True Hotel is the one that's here.
Okay,
Holiday Inn Express is being built just slightly north of that.
Yeah.
The Comfort Inn, if that's what you're talking about, already exists
Okay.
on Center
well,
Street
Dave made a comment, it was
Extended.
already.
Well, Holiday Inn Express has been there for a while, isn't that the Holiday Inn Express? Oh, it's not,
No,
what is
this
that?
a new Holiday Inn Express, the one you're thinking about on 30 is,
There is one now.
Oh, so there's two Holiday Inn Expresses? There will be?
well, no, one of them will lose their license, and,
Oh,
I mean, that's not for us to decide.
right, sure. Well,
Good question.
Is there any kind of convention center, or any kind of, within this, is there any kind of, okay. I'm just checking, just asking.
Jeremy, my question, just learning, 82 units and 85 parking spaces, is that, do we have local guidelines connected to that? Is that what they're doing? How'd that work out?
Yeah, the units are based on the occupancy load.
Okay,
So the parking spaces are based on the occupancy and employees.
okay. And that's our local code, that's us, that is our, okay, good, I just wanted to know, thank you.
Are there any kind of employment, and again, I'm asking questions that may not be any of our business, and that's fine, tell me if it's not. But what kind of employment numbers are gonna be tied in with this? ultimately? 15?
15? Sounds about
Okay.
right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, with that, any other comments, questions? Motion?
I move to approve the preliminary plat for Lot 13.
I second that.
Motion and seconded by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries unanimously.
I move to suspend
I
the
think we have
rules.
to do
Suspension?
a,
I move to suspend the rules and pass the final plat on second reading.
thank you, Diane. Motion?
I'll second
Seconded.
that.
James, thank you. Those in favor?
Aye.
Now we have the next motion. Gotta really make this easier, sir.
Everybody take a turn. Come on, Dan.
Make a motion to approve the final.
I do make a motion to approve the final plat.
Motion by Dan, seconded by Jim. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll move on to the second of the evening, 2018-06-02 Prosperity Drive preliminary and final replat of Center Crest Lot 12. Redwood and Warsaw. Jeremy, comments, please.
This is also a fairly simple replat of existing lots 1 through 12 and lots 17 through 22. The petitioner is doing a larger development than what was originally anticipated as part of the Center Crest commercial development. So rather than needing the smaller individual lots, their development will encompass basically two sides of the road and thus creating the two lots. Because all the ingress and egress exists on Prosperity Drive, the utilities exist on Prosperity Drive, there's no public infrastructure part of this development. In all honesty, all we're doing is combining lots 1 through 12 and lots 17 through 22. We could have typically done that as part of a simple them combining the lots. The problem was, as the original plat had a number of drainage easements associated with it, and those drainage easements and utility easements will not be necessary as a part of their development. So the easiest thing to do to get rid of those easements and create the easements that they need is to replat those lots. So the replat that you have, in essence, creates Lot 1A and 2A that is shown on the plat. And I've also given you a development sheet that shows the development, what it will look like when it's complete. But that new plat will represent what they need as far as utility and drainage easements, rather than what the original plat intended. So the replat is, in essence, just combining those lots 1 through 12 to create one lot, and lots 17 through 22 to create Lot 2A. Outside of that, it meets all the requirements for a C3 zoning district. I have no issue approving both the preliminary and the final plat. Since there is no public infrastructure, we can approve both tonight if you so choose to do.
Thank you for your comments. Before we open to the public, any questions?
Yeah, is this a residential?
Yes, this is a residential development. All these units are rental units, but they would be kind of like kind of what's behind Walmart or Tippy
Okay.
Downs. Be similar to that. They're all single-story units.
Okay. So
All
they-
have garages.
Okay.
And if I understand it right, each unit is anywhere from 3 to, or each building has anywhere from 3 to 8 units, is that correct?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, okay, good.
Yep.
Just making sure I understood that.
Is this a senior senior community, or is it open to everybody?
It is not a senior community.
Okay.
It is open to everyone. Mostly they're targeting younger couples and older couples. I don't know that they'll have a lot of children in here, but they will be targeting those younger couples and the older couples who don't want the maintenance and so forth, or ownership for that matter.
Thank you. Any other questions?
What kind of square footage, just out of curiosity, on the units?
I think most of them, I don't know if that's on here, I think they're probably 2 or 3 bedroom units.
Really?
Three
Okay.
bedroom?
They're all
2 bedroom?
2 bedroom, how many square feet for the whole unit? Okay.
They'll have their own garages and driveways.
Really? Very nice, okay.
Thank you.
Same place right behind.
Not yet.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
They're really developing the heck out of
Any other questions from the commission? All right, we will now open it up. Before your question, if you don't mind, I'd like to get anyone to speak for and then against, and that way we'll have questions. Who's speaking in favor of the petition, please?
Hi, my name is Emily Lomren. I'm speaking in favor of the petition. I'm with American Structure Point. I am just representing. I'm not the civil engineer on the project. I'm just
Okay.
helping. So I can take any questions for the civil engineer and I can relay them to him, or I can give you his card.
The best answers you can, that'll be fine.
Yeah,
If
that
you'll
too.
speak up, these ladies can hear you a little better.
Yeah, of course.
Be really bold with that microphone.
Okay.
It have to be because it's not
Bring out my
on.
cheerleading
There
days.
you go.
Probably not on. I mean, I guess.
She is not the full representative, but we'll try to address your questions. That's a summary of that. So go ahead, questions now.
Could I have a copy of that of the development for future questions from my homeowners in the villas?
I personally, yeah, you
Yes.
can have that one. I don't have an 11 by 17. I have a larger one that you can look at too. Okay.
Any other questions from the audience? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just curious if any of the development there, I mean, I know we're talking about just combining some plots together, but this is kind of the first we'd heard about some of the construction going on in the area. And curious about any drainage or, the utilities of that. Is there any impact of that on that wetland area that's behind?
No, there shouldn't be. So wetlands, we make sure to stay away from, just so we don't have to deal with mitigation and things like that. So we won't be touching any of that. We will have our own detention pond inside, like our area, and all of our water will go towards there through storm pipes or through sheet flow, sorry.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition? We'll close that meeting to the public. Any other further questions or discussions on this motion?
Does this area have any dedicated green space for the residents?
Yeah, the development you have, the sheet in the development actually shows all
I
of
guess
the,
I don't have that.
it should have been in your.
There you go. I'll bring it down.
Or
Yeah,
the
it's
board pack.
Yeah, it only gave the little map on mine. Thank you.
But yes, it includes, I believe they kind of have like a dog park there for the residents. So it does include quite a bit of green space for them to utilize.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I
Discussion?
just
Go
like
ahead,
to
David.
make a comment that there's a serious shortage of housing. We've known this for quite a while in Warsaw, and this is, well, I would think, a well addition to what's going on because the city is growing geometrically. I just said that because it sounds cool, I don't know what it means. But at any rate, no, I think this is great. It's
Yeah.
good news.
You have to watch that asymmetrical view.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that, motion,
I'd move to approve this. And this is the first approval? It's got to have two?
yeah,
Preliminary.
this is
Preliminary
preliminary.
approval? Yeah, okay, then I'd move for preliminary approval.
Second?
Seconded by Jeff. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Did we have to have a motion to suspend the rules again?
Since it was a unanimous vote, I will make a motion that we suspend the rules and approve at second reading.
So a motion,
Second.
seconded by David. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously.
I move to approve the final plat.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Jim Gast. All those in favor?
Aye.
With that, opposed? That carries unanimously as well.
Mr. President, can I just ask a question? Do you live in Deerfield, or where do you guys live? Timber Ridge and Deerfield? Okay. I just wanted to know where you were living and what you were concerned about, so we could keep an eye on things. Yeah.
All right, with that, Jeremy, any other matters that will come before the board?
Oh, you're gonna have it, sure.
Thank you very much. With that, do we have a motion?
I'd move to adjourn.
I second that.
Seconded by David. All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we stand in adjournment. Thank you all.
kind of go back in there a little bit.
I think it should do, because I
Well,
didn't
we're
see
gonna be like
it.
Las Vegas now, we have hotels.
Well, the casino's done.
Yeah, I'm-
Well, I think Chimney Cutter could be
So we're gonna need a way to build entertainment business.
The Fagawi tribe are coming for the casino, the Fagawis. Yeah, they're coming.
That's where
They're gonna set up a casino.
I'm gonna sign something.
You can sell produce outside.
But no chickens.
No chickens.
Yeah, no chickens later. Who puts this together?
Just 5 weeks ago, so they come in now and